by, so take a break, and then we'll do a political one. Does that sound cool?
Sounds fun.
Okay. All right. All right, anytime?
Yep.
Welcome once again to Controversies of the Day with me, your old buddy Jay. Well, it is March 2025, ladies and gentlemen, and today's show, this one's going to be a little different. We talk a lot of politics here, but today we're going to honor a great American actor, Gene Hackman. Now, I know some of you are saying, hey, Gene was a limousine liberal. He actually called himself that. But you know, he was a great American, served in the military, pride of Danville, Illinois. And what an actor. I guess everyone says an actor's actors, a guy who could be every man, and he could play every role so well. It reminds me a lot of the English actor Michael Caine. I mean, they could be in good movies, you know, bad movies, so-so movies, but you always believed them. They were just so believable, so top-notch. Could be the good guy, could be the bad guy, could be the star, could be a supporting role. Always there, always making the movies better. And died in a very strange and controversial situation there. We'll get to that in just a second here, but just want to salute the great career of Gene Hackman. And again, a lot of his movies some of them had kind of a conspiratorial, maybe a little bit of a political bent to them. The French Connection, there was definitely some conspiracy stuff involved there. Some people say that was all based on kind of a true story. And then to Crimson Tide, to No Way Out, and then, of course, well, let's talk about No Way Out a little bit. I don't know if everyone's seen that one quite as much. Kevin Costner's the star of No Way Out. Came out in the late 80s. And it's a movie where Gene is, he plays kind of a corrupt senator. And he's having an affair. And he's trying to cover it up. And while he's having this affair, an accident happens. He doesn't mean to kill his mistress, but something happens. And he's trying, and he gets the help of this naval officer, who played by a young and dashing Kevin Costner, who also gets involved with the mistress. And then Will Patton's in there. He's like an assistant to Gene Hackman's U.S. Senator character. Anyway, I don't want to give it away because then there's a Russian spy running around. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. No Way Out, great 80s movie. Great, let's say Cold War movie. Yeah, good stuff to Gene Hackman. Hoosiers, what a great movie that was. Also based on a true story, a basketball team in the Midwest. Get Shorty, fun movie. John Travolta, Danny DeVito. I mean, we could be here all day long. What a great talent. What a great actor. Enemy of the State. Speaking of, politics and conspiracy theories, with Will Smith. So many great movies. Tragically passed away recently at the age of 95. And I don't know, very strange circumstances, folks. They claim now, the law enforcement, they have it figured out. I don't know, folks. What do you think? The wife, maybe almost 30 years younger than Gene, they found her dead, Gene Hackman dead, and one of the dogs was dead. Very strange. People would think carbon monoxide right away, something along those lines. That would make sense, but then they're saying no. They're saying they think the wife died of this, I'm not sure if I'm going to say it right, the Hunta virus. It has to do with, I don't know, mice or rats or something. And they think maybe she died first. And then Gene, suffering from Alzheimer's, maybe he died a few days later, a week later. Very strange. They weren't found till later by some groundskeepers or something. Again, what this doesn't add up to me very well, folks. And I don't have some massive conspiracy theory for you. I'm just saying, in general, he's a multimillionaire, obviously, very successful Hollywood actor. His wife, yeah, she's younger, but you're going to think they're going to have some other people there to help with his care. He's in his 90s. Most guys don't make it till their 90s, let alone 95, and he has Alzheimer's. So you're going to think she's going to have some maybe live-in care there, and people would have been around. So that's what just seems to not add up to me. I don't know what you think. Put them in the views in the comments below. I would love to hear what you think, or if you've seen another article that maybe neatly wraps this all up for you and you accept it and you want to reference that, please do. I would love to hear this. I thought he was a great actor, loved his stuff, and very sad about the great Gene Hackman, again from Danville, Illinois, pride of Danville, Illinois. Although John C. Reilly giving him a little bit of a run for his money there. They're both from that small Illinois town. All right. So moving right along here, folks. Well, they just had the Academy Awards. Did you watch it? Every year the ratings have just been declining. It's very sad. When I was a kid, it was a big deal. The Academy Awards. Oh my gosh, everybody watched it. Nowadays, like a lot of people like their superhero movies or their action movies, and they don't really care about the movies. And then again, a lot of those movies have gotten like maybe too political, too condescending in some weird way. Telling people how to live their lives or what they're supposed to believe or not believe. I don't know. Then some could say, movies have been doing that the whole time. So it depends how you want to look at it. Well, the winner was a movie called Anora. Anora, and I just want to give it a quick plug. I have not seen the movie Anora yet. It looks like a modern day Cinderella story. It's about a prostitute who befriends her client, who is the son of a rich Russian oligarch. And the young guy falls in love with the prostitute, takes her away from that world, and they get married. Oh, like that's going to happen. But just, it's Hollywood. What are you going to do? And anyway, then his parents get wind of this back in Russia or wherever, and then they come over to the United States and try to get the whole thing annulled. So it looks like a crazy dark comedy. Again, it's called Anora. And it won the best picture, and I guess it's an independent film. Not really many big stars in it. So congratulations to the movie Anora. Moving along. The best supporting actor. Now, this was my big disappointment of the night. I did watch some of the Academy Awards. Kieran Culkin. Is that his name? Kieran Culkin? Older brother, Macaulay. I mean, Macaulay, he was the big Home Alone star. Well, Kieran, his younger brother, he's the big deal now. And I guess he was on the show that was really hot called Succession for a while, and everybody got into it. I don't know. My wife was watching it. I'm watching a couple of those episodes. I didn't. He was kind of a quirky character on there. Anyway, Kieran wins the Academy Award for a movie called A Real Pain. And this is a movie, Jesse Eisenberg had everything to do with this. He directed it. He's also the co-star. Anyway, these two cousins, they're unlikely cousins. They haven't seen each other in a while. They decide to go back to the old country, to go to Poland and find out where their grandmother came from. And of course, there's a whole story there. They're Jewish, and the grandmother was killed, or some of the family was killed in the concentration camps in World War II. Et cetera, et cetera. So it's this little pilgrimage for them. They're going to go on this tour and see all this stuff. Anyway, this could have been a good movie, but it was lame, and I don't know why in the hell Kieran Culkin won for Best Supporting Actor. I mean, the actor who played Roy Cohn in The Apprentice, the Trump story, he's got to be really pissed. A bunch of people got to be pissed. Basically, Kieran McCulkin, whatever his name is, he does the same character in all these shows. He's this kind of whiny, annoying, obnoxious character. And that can be fun, but he's not fun. He's just annoying. And anyway, he won. He says to his wife, hey, if I won this last award, I said I want to have another kid, and now I want to have a fourth kid. So good luck to the Culkin family. But Kieran, Macaulay, or whatever. Yeah, the older brother's name. You know what I'm saying. All right. Moving right along, Bill frickin' Murray. Bill Murray, again, Midwest talent. What a guy, he's no spring chicken, but he keeps reinventing himself. And just what a neat guy. Recently, Bill shows up on Joe Rogan's program. And very, very interesting. Again, most of our shows are more of a political nature, and this one here, even though it's a pop culture movie, fun, actors, blah, blah, blah. Hey, this was kind of interesting. So Bill Murray's on with Joe Rogan, and they address the situation of Bob Woodward, who, with another guy, wrote this big expose about Watergate. And they made a movie about it. I think it was called All the President's Men. And anyway, and they credit themselves for bringing down Richard Milhouse Nixon and everything, blah blah blah. Bill Murray says on Joe Rogan, he said, after reading Bob Woodward, his book about John Belushi, Bill's co-star on SNL, he thought, oh my God, they framed Richard Nixon. Because he says that Bob Woodward's book, Wired, on John Belushi was a bunch of bull, and he took references from people that were way, way outside of John Belushi's inner circle. And he thought, oh my God, if they can do this, if they can put all these lies out and all these false, half-truths out, and people accept and believe this nonsense, what else can they do? Which is something we all need to think about now and again. All right, so I thought it was very, very funny that Bill said that on Joe Rogan. He was funny with Joe Rogan. He actually said, yeah, I really don't know who you are. And some friends of mine said I should come on here. Bill's pushing 2 movies right now. We mentioned them before, Riff Raff and The Friend, 2 very different movies, by the way. Oh, just back to John Belushi real quick, and maybe some of Bob Woodward's little problems. I don't know. Maybe he's got a problem. Maybe his manhood's not big enough. I don't know what it is, but it was something funny that Bill Murray pointed out. That John Belushi is the most famous person from Wheaton, Illinois. Second famous person, Red Grange, football great. Third most famous person from Wheaton, Illinois. Anybody? Oh, Bob Woodward. Oh, maybe Dan Proft would be a different, a distant fourth. He's a radio guy down in Chicago. Anyway, as a side note about Crazy Wheaton, a lot of hardcore Christian right folks there, but then it's also a base for theosophy. Oh boy, we're going to talk about theosophy as we get down the road and get into crazy stuff. That was a thing that a crazy chick named Helena Blavatsky was into. Some people think they were occultists. I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about Helena and theosophy and all that fun stuff in future shows. All right. So Bill Murray had a good time in Rogan. It was very good. And again, back to Macaulay Culkin, don't go see A Real Pain because it was a real disappointment. That's the name of the movie with him and Jesse Eisenberg. But I'm happy to report the wife and I did go see Riff Raff, the Bill Murray movie. Ed Harris is in the movie. Jennifer Coolidge is in the movie. Bill Pullman's son, Louis Pullman, he's in the movie. It's good stuff. And the best thing, Pete Davidson's even in the movie. And Pete did a good job. I can't stand the guy. Don't understand. He's an SNL alum himself. Can't understand all the good-looking chicks he's been involved with. I don't get it. But Pete's something else. And he does a good job in Riff Raff. So strongly recommend Riff Raff. It is a dark comedy. I love those movies. I mean, don't you? I mean, life itself sometimes is kind of like a dark comedy, isn't it? It really is, So Riff Raff, 2 thumbs up there. Hope everybody goes out and sees that. And also coming out to theaters soon is Queen, the Queen of Wrestling. This is the Mildred Burke story. She was one of the first lady wrestlers who was a big star. This is back in the 40s or 50s, I want to say. So I'm really excited about that. Also, speaking of the world of professional wrestling, I got to talk to my buddy Logan and his gal Katie, see what they think about the big turn, John Cena turning on Cody Rhodes and setting up some big matches for WrestleMania. So we'll be talking about that and in a future show. And I got my buddy Logan's got to check this trailer out sometime. And we'll do it maybe in an upcoming show. Nick Cage has got a new movie coming out. Nick likes to get nutty. He's a nutty dude, and this looks completely nuts. Now, I've just seen the trailer for it. It's called The Surfer. The Surfer with Nick Cage, and all I can say, folks, is I've never done hallucinogens. Well, I mean, just, little gummies or something, but I've never dropped acid in my life. This looks like a bad acid trip. If I can just try to wrap my head around what that would be like. So it's called The Surfer. It's coming out with Nick Cage. We'll be talking about that in future shows. So anyway, to everybody out there, have yourselves a very happy St. Paddy's Day, and don't drink too much green beer. And talked about, of course, the world losing the great Gene Hackman. He had a full life at 95. And now, as we talk about, everything comes full circle in the circle of life. Welcome to the world, Beckett Harrison, who has made me a great. That's right, made me a great. I am now not a great grandfather, but I'm a great uncle right now. So congratulations to mommy and daddy. Mommy, is it Chelsea or Kelsey? Don't get mad at me. And to daddy Ian and everybody out there in Arizona. So God bless. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.